You know, some guys just different, man. And JSN is just different, man. They've been talking about him a lot. I think that he's one of those players that is an immediate impact player. You talk about footwork, being able to make things happen in space, just being deadly and lethal from the slot, knowing where you are on the field. This play right here just speaks volumes. On this one right here, I see Cooper Kupp. You know, he sees he's in space, makes a beautiful move. I don't know if this is an and one mixtape or wide receiver film, but he out here breaking ankles. Then he got the breakaway speed. You know what I mean? I see Cooper Kupp when I see plays like this out of this guy out the slot. And then you see, other plays like this. You see slot fades, keeping this guy tight to the numbers, making a beautiful over-the-shoulder catch. I mean, I see Devontae Adams type stuff. You know what I mean? You can tell that he was true to the guys that he watches, man. You could tell, man, impeccable footwork, man. Going to be a beast, man. Let's see how this thing shape up. But if we get him, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I'm the best reporting on the Eagles. Before we get into the meat and potatoes, I gotta let y'all know, I'm gonna let y'all know that this video is brought to you by Print Champs. Big Print Champs in the building. You see the vibes. Make sure you tap in, man, with Big Print Champs. Get all your Hurt Season merch. Get all your graphic tees, 22 birds. Get everything. Ski Mask Howie. The draft is right around the corner. Make sure you stay in tune and stay in step with that. Let's get into the meat and potatoes, man. It's at this point, it's safe to say that nobody knows what's going to happen on draft day pertaining to the Philadelphia Eagles. I think the hardest teams to predict draft moves from are ones that don't need quarterbacks. But we know the temperament of Howie Roseman. We know that, it's a strong possibility that he's going to go trenches. But we've been looking at everybody, man. We've been looking at Brian Branch. We've been looking at defensive edge rushers, defensive interior guys, Jalen Carter. And now, we switch our focus to the wide receiver position. And we look at, Jaxon Smith-Njigba, one of the best slot guys, one of the best slot prospects. You know what I mean? I don't even want to pigeonhole him to a slot guy, but he's one of the most dangerous slot guys coming out of the draft in the last, I want to say, since Justin Jefferson. A lot of people thought Justin Jefferson was going to be a primary slot guy who couldn't win on the outside. Boy, they were wrong about that. But Justin Jefferson was prolific in the slot in college. And JSN, man, I mean, when I look at this kid, see, when I look at these guys coming out of college, I like to get a reasonable comp. You know what I mean? Who are these guys comparable to? When I look at JSN, I see like three different dudes. It's kind of scary. You know what I mean? It's kind of scary to me. When I look at JSN, I see out of the slot, I see some Devontae Adams with the over-exaggerated movements, that he talked about. I see some of Cooper Kupp with the being able to move in space. I see some of the bursts, when you got to beat a man one-on-one, the fade from the slot. I see a lot of potential with this guy, man. I think this guy would be a stud in any offense. Now, as far as the rumors of him coming to the Philadelphia Eagles, what they're reporting is that we're doing a lot of work on him. We're looking into it. We're really looking into this kid to see if we should take him with the 10th pick in this draft. Now, this is a passing league. The philosophy of the NFL right now says get weapons around your young quarterback and you'll be okay. That's starting to be a proven method. Get some weapons around your quarterback and you should win some football games. And you should poise yourself and put yourself in position for a playoff run. I keep telling people, man, you're only as good as your third wide receiver. Man, I've been saying it for like a year now. And we know what's been going on with Quez Watkins. You see the wide receiver help that we brought in the other day with Zakis out of the Atlanta, that wide receiver. Do I think the Eagles are going to do it? Let's get into that. I really don't think we're going to do it. I think Howie Roseman is playing a little chess right now. You know what I mean? I think Howie Roseman is throwing up a little smoke and mirrors with this one. You know what I mean? Teams need him. So if we're right there and you want to trade up with us to get him, we can make that worth your while. You know what I mean? I think it's one of those type of situations to where, you know what I mean? If he on the board and what we looking for ain't there at 10, we'll definitely trade with you. I think Howie Roseman, is going to attack it like that. But being as though we're looking at these guys, it should make the guys behind us nervous. You know what I mean? It should make those guys nervous because we could add that type of firepower. I won't be mad at it. I won't be mad at it. You know what I mean? I won't be mad at adding that type of firepower, but I think it's unnecessary. I think we got bigger fish to fry, which is why I don't think we're going to go after it, especially after signing the free agent from the Atlanta Falcons. I just don't see it I just don't see it as a possibility for us right now. Now, that's a hurt piece. That's a blow to a lot of teams that do need him. You know what I mean? I mean, what's the long-term plans for him? I mean, he's a guy that he's going to be a great slot receiver in the NFL. Probably going to be a great guy on the outside. You know what I mean? But right now, his skill set says that he's a great slot guy. I think over 80% of his, targets were from the slot, or almost 80% of his routes ran were from the slot. The guy got great hands, great footwork. Is arguably the best wide receiver in this draft. I'm not mad at nobody that want to say he's the best wide receiver in this draft. You know what I mean? I'm not mad, even coming from the slot position. So to act like slot guys are just pigeonholed to guys that can be effective. We talk about Cooper Kupp, just won a triple crown. I'm sorry. St. Brown, Amon-Ra St. Brown from Detroit, slot guy. Turned out to be one of the best young wide receivers in the league. You know what I mean? Slot guys do get their work in as well. You know what I mean? So it's all about what the team looking for and what we want to do. Like I said, I don't think it's going to happen, but it's worth reporting on because this is a lot of smoke and mirrors from Howie Roseman this year. You know what I mean? He kind of low-key got me confused. I think he's going to end up going trenches, trading up to make a splash move like Jalen Carter or something like that, or possibly trading back. I don't see him picking a skill guy with this 10th pick in the draft. I just don't see it happening. You know what I mean? But let me know what you think in the comments, man.